Most people hear NFTs and all they think is Ethereum. And now there are a lot more blockchains coming out that support NFT ecosystems, and Ethereum is not the only player. Today I'm going to talk about Phantasma and all the amazing things going on this NFT ecosystem that so many people are sleeping on. You shouldn't necessarily just be looking at Solana or ADA and NFTs. You should be looking at Phantasma, and I'm going to tell you why. Are you ready? Crypto friends, thanks again for joining me. So today we're talking all about alternative NFT blockchains, and that is one of those things that a lot of people just don't sometimes understand that it exists. We're starting to see a little bit more traction on places like Solana or on Cardano, which has just barely launched NFT functions, but these are all brand new. They haven't been around for a long time, so there's a lot of issues and problems on these blockchains. As much as they're getting a lot of attention, they're not necessarily the best solutions or the most established community or standards that we're seeing out there. So today we're going to be talking about the Phantasma blockchain and all the amazing things that it can bring to the NFT and gaming community that people are simply sleeping on. And as soon as the community wakes up to this, they're going to realize how incredibly amazing Phantasma is as a blockchain and how well thought out it actually has been from the beginning. But before we get into all that, if you love gaming, NFTs, and earning money in crypto, then make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and smash that like button if you want to continue to maximize your gaming and NFT profits with me. So when it comes to Phantasma, this is a highly underrated NFT style blockchain that is focused on, a streamlined, fast performance. It's 5,000 TPS per second. It's secure and it's scalable. That is one of the big things. We talk about a lot of these problems we're seeing with some of these blockchains, and they're just simply not scalable, right? So Phantasma was really built in mind with interoperability in mind. And so they've done that from the get-go, and they're already doing things that we don't see on most chains. So they already have bridges to Ethereum and to Neo, so you can be able to use their currencies and things interoperably on their platform, which is really great. So any dApps that are built into the Phantasma blockchain can take advantage of all of those things and use those different blockchains currencies to be able to integrate them, right? So when you talk about like, well, how do they do something like that? Well, creating dApps in the platform allows you to actually create a side chain. So you're not just clogging up the main Phantasma chain here. So once they scale to more and more dApps and more developers are getting on board, they can just create their own side chain, which uses the scalability and speed and security of Phantasma, but is running essentially on the side. It's the whole point of a side chain, right? Having that data being processed off of the main chain, so you're not clogging it up, and it can be incredibly fast and be very specific to that dApp or that game or to that project. And this is unlike some other L2s we've seen, things like Polygon, where we've seen when there's a large burst of traffic, they simply can't handle it and the network goes down. We saw this happen with the Ember Sword sale for Polygon. So that's something that Phantasma has already they've already figured that problem out. So they have a lot going on for them in general, and like I said, I'm still surprised of the little bit amount of adoption we've seen for Phantasma and for their associated cryptocurrencies, Sol and KCal, which we're going to get into here in a second. But there's a lot of lesser known NFT chains out there that have robust ecosystems. I talk about Wax quite a bit on my channel, and I've talked about Phantasma multiple times, but we're just not seeing them get as much love. But they are going to break out, and I can guarantee this. And I'm going to show you a couple of reasons why I think that today, right now. So the first thing is that they're very focused on gaming, on being a chain that can handle the high transactions and high throughput of gaming. And so they've built an actual connection through their dApp, the Pavilion dApp, to Steam. So when you talk about the biggest gaming platform on the planet, Steam is number one. Steam is the biggest gaming platform out there, and so they have their own app called the Pavilion app. And the Pavilion app actually allows you to get into these games, and like I said, essentially built for that. So it's a hub that kind of mirrors Steam in a way, so you can get all of your Steam games there and get the same kind of functionality. But it allows developers to kind of publish games to Steam through Pavilion and do it on either both Steam and Pavilion, or do it on one or the other. But then also be able to, you know, buy and sell games using tokens. So it's kind of like a cryptocurrency interface for Steam in a way, which I thought was actually really interesting. And so that's where you play all the games that are actually built on Phantasma, but still allows you to connect to your existing stable of games and things on Steam too. So I thought it was a pretty interesting aspect there. And so, you know, really built for this, you know, built for NFTs, built for high speed, you know, processing of games, which is a big boon. So when you talk about, well, what games are on there? Well, 22 Racing Series is like the big game, and you can see this is like a AAA level style game where you're driving a futuristic car on these 3D tracks, and it has a feeling of kind of F-Zero-ish to it, you know, with some real world physics thrown in there. But this is a AAA game, and it is coming to consoles, so they're looking to have this launch on PlayStation and Xbox, I believe, here in the near future. But this is something that you can also get and interact with through their Pavilion app. Which this is going to be, it's already loaded on the Steam store, but it is in beta right now. So a lot of big things going on there with that in general. Now, we talked about this being a 2-token system, right? And so there are actually 2 different tokens for the Phantasma blockchain. The first one is Sol. The Sol token is the main token of the platform, and used to buy and sell things. It's also used for governance, and you can also actually stake Sol as well. And you stake Sol to earn the second token, which is called kcal. Kcal is like gas on the platform. So, you know, instead of having to buy gas or whatever, you generate gas through staking your Sol, and you earn kcal through that process, which allows you to pay for all the transactions on the platform. Now, you can actually get to a point where you have 50K Sol staked, and you get extra rewards. You unlock an extra rewards pool, and that's called being a Sol Master, which is pretty cool. So at 50K staked, then you get to become a Sol Master, and you get a pool of rewards that you get, you know, in addition to this staking, which is actually pretty nice. So the more you stake, the more rewards you're gonna make. So that kcal token, like I said, it works as a gas token on the platform. Now it is pretty cool because you can use it for other things. So that's one of the things that's different than a lot of these other platforms that have a separate gas token, is you can actually use kcal for like buying and selling things on their NFT marketplaces. So that's actually another bonus there. So not only can you buy and sell in Sol or in Ethereum or Neo if people choose to list in those cryptocurrencies, but you can also use kcal to buy as well. So if you generated a bunch from staking and you don't need that much for transactions, you can go and use that for buying and selling in their premier NFT market called Ghost Market. So Ghost Market is a marketplace that has been up for quite some time, and it is a rock solid marketplace. And you can see that they have you know, denominations in a bunch of different things. So there's Neo, there's ones here in BNB, which is Ethereum, right? There's they're priced in Sol. There's in Matic as well. So like there's multiple chains that they connect to. Basically everything on Ethereum. Then you have Neo, and then their native tokens as well. So when we talk about true cross-chain marketplaces, even OpenSea isn't doing this. I mean, they have a couple of currencies there, but they're all like, you know, Ethereum-based type of tokens. This is going totally cross-chain, not just Ethereum-based tokens, but going into things like Neo as well, which is pretty interesting. So the marketplace itself is very art-focused at this time, but there are some really good music projects that have launched here on the marketplace too. And in addition to that, it is also home of Jay and Silent Bob, who launched their NFTs for their movie project on the Phantasma blockchain as well. So there are people using this right now. Like I said, I feel like it's definitely flying in under the radar. It's you know, it's a great opportunity to get in here and get some of these pieces or get in on some of these NFTs before really people realize how amazing it is, and they start jumping ship and leaving Solana or Cardano that may never really take off with NFTs or some of these other up and coming platforms, and really understand the power of Phantasma and the NFT and gaming focused elements that it brings to the table. So I mean, just with all these things here, with a really robust marketplace, tons of ways to pay and payments and ways to accept payment, staking enabled, super fast, secure. You don't have to worry about there being high transaction fees because the transaction fees are minuscule. Plus, you can pay for them with the kcal that you've earned from staking. They have big projects, people like Jay and Silent Bob, doing their tokens on here, right? Kevin Smith, doing his projects based on Phantasma, and then having big titles like 22 Racing Series that are coming to consoles and is going to be on Steam here when they launch pretty soon. There's a lot going on here that a lot of people just don't understand and they're kind of missing out on. So hopefully you guys like this breakdown of the Phantasm blockchain and all the gaming, NFT gaming and elements that they have wrapped in here. Definitely something you should be taking a look at and getting in on the ground floor of this blockchain before it blows up, before people realize how amazing it is, and it is the next big thing out there, like we're seeing with some of these other up-and-coming NFT chains. So hopefully you guys like that breakdown. Let me know what you guys think about Phantasma. If it's something you used before, if you feel like it is an easy-to-use blockchain, if you like the prospects that I've showed you here, I want to hear in the comments below. That's all we have for today, folks. Until next time, stash that crypto, friends.